Hello and welcome to Range Rebel Productions. Today's video I'm going to be showing you how to completely disassemble and reassemble a Stevens 320 security home defense shotgun. For this particular job here, you're going to need one Phillips screwdriver, a 1/2 inch socket with some sort of extension of your choice, and a pair of needle nose pliers. And without further ado, first things first, anytime like you ever pick up a weapon, you're always going to want to make sure that it is clear. There are no rounds in the chamber, which I can't stress safety enough, but as you can see, this weapon is completely clear. There's no ammo in the gun. It is completely safe to disassemble. Okay. Alright. First things first, when taking this weapon apart, you're going to start out with using the Phillips screwdriver, and you'll find 2 Phillips screws in the back of the buttstock right here. You want to take those out. Just put the screwdriver down in there. Trust me, like you will find them. Pop that out. Okay. Once you have those screws taken out, this rubber piece on the end just pops right off of there, and you can go ahead and set that off to the side. Now, the 1/2 inch socket and the extension is needed for, not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but yeah, you kind of can. If you look down in here, about this far down into the buttstock, you're going to find the 1/2 inch bowl. And you're going to need that socket and an extension to be able to get to that to take off the rear stock. So, without further ado, best thing to do is to leave the bolt all the way in there. Do not pull it all the way out, because it'll help you when putting this back together. Okay, which we're going to do very shortly. All right. Once you have the buttstock taken off, okay. Second thing, if you can see that, this cap here, just unscrew that. Make sure you hold on to this so it doesn't come apart on you. Unscrew this here, just set it off to the side. You don't have to worry about anything popping out of there. There's nothing that's going to spring out on you when you take that cap off. Next thing you'll do is you'll hold on to the gun itself, grab a hold of the barrel, slide that right off of there, and set that off to the side, out of the way. And it moves us up to the next part here. You're going to find there's a pin for the trigger assembly that is right here. Don't know if you can see that. I like to use the barrel, and what I'll do is I'll prop the gun up like this. I'll grab my Phillips screwdriver again. It's easy enough, tools right there, and just give it a little tap. Or actually, my bad, make sure the red part's sticking up on you, and it should just pop right out of here. Just give it a little tap. Flip that over like so. Should just pop right up. Set that off to the side. To take the trigger assembly out, just put one finger underneath here, like so. And you can use your thumb down here on this to give you a little leverage. Just pop up on it. Just pops right out. Okay. On the trigger assembly, there is nothing on this device that you have to take apart. Absolutely nothing. Not necessary. More than likely you're probably going to wreck it. If you do so, I recommend just leave it alone. You can clean it out, rinse it out, use an air compressor with a tool to blow anything out of there. Make sure like you spray some lubricant down in here for any of the moving parts, and you can do that as your discretion. Next thing, you're going to want to remove the bottom tube from the back of the housing here. I recommend just grab a hold of it like this, grab one end here, okay, and it should be okay. Give it a little wiggle, pulls that right off, separated. Okay. There is nothing else inside the gun that needs to come out of there. This you can just put off to the side, and we're left with the bolt. Okay. Make sure you put a finger over the back of the firing pin here and just put a little pressure on it. And what you'll do is lift up on this like so. I don't know if you can see that or not, but just lift up on it. And you'll be able to pop this like right off of here. What I was doing there real quick, you got this little piece here, fits down inside of this groove. So when we go to the reassembly, I'll show you more exactly what I'm talking about and how to do that. And that's where you'll find like these grooves here are going to line up like in place. But this is all set. It's taken apart. Simple to clean. Run a rag through the inside of that. You can rinse this out. Make sure the inside of this, like I like to do, is lubricated like when you reassemble this. And we are left with the bolt. It's kind of tricky. It's the hardest part of the whole weapon right here. So you can take out the firing pin, and there is a spring that you want to make sure stays with the firing pin. You can set this off to the side here, and then make sure we're like auto zoom so you can see exactly. I don't want to miss anything for you. Okay, this is where you're going to need the needle nose pliers. Okay, there is another spring that is loaded on the inside of this here. Okay, so when you pop this out, okay, you're going to want to make sure that you point this down. Just hold it over a table when you do it, because there is enough pressure in that spring, it is going to go flying when you pop that out of there. So without further ado, just grab your needle nose pliers like this here, grab a hold of this pin, and you're just going to pop it out. Okay, and you can hear that spring snap when you do that. There is a little washer on the end of that spring. Don't lose that. You're going to need it. Make sure you keep these parts together. Pop the spring out, set that with ease, and pull this whole bolt out. Make sure don't lose this piece either. It's small enough, and it holds the spring on the inside of the bolt. But that is pretty much it. This gun is very simple to take apart. A little tricky on the reassembly, but without further ado, let's get started. Let me show you how to put this back together. It's just basically the complete opposite of what we just did. So first thing you're going to want to grab is you're going to want to grab this piece here. Okay, make sure this part here is pointing down. You'll see the little groove on the bolt. Just going to place that in there just like that. Hold your finger over it. Okay, take the spring Both sides are the same, so if you get it twisted around, it's not really going to matter which end goes in first. Okay. Put your spring in here. Next, you're going to need the washer. Okay. It's best just to take that washer, set that in there, and then I like to use, for this application here, a rod for my cleaning kit to set this in here, because it's very tricky to get this pin back in. Alright, but first thing you're going to want to do though is you're going to want to set this back in here like this. Okay, and when you push this all the way in, the little part here, you're not going to have to hold on to that because the rest of the bolt assembly is going to hold it for you, but you are going to want to hold the back of it. You're not going to want to let that pop out like that. And make sure this washer stays in here. Okay, so you can get it started first by taking the this pin and at least getting it started. Okay, next thing you're going to want to do is kind of maneuver your fingers so you're holding the back of it, and then get a finger over this part at the same time. This washer in here is a little tricky. You're going to want to make sure it's flat, because that's going to ride up against the spring. Okay, and then it's going to sit in front of this pin, so we're actually going to be compressing the spring inside of there back behind this pin right here. Right, again, you can just use cleaning rod. It's very simple. I mean, anything you can find around the house to help do that is going to help get this job done. So basically, you just grab a hold of this, and then you push that spring in here, and you'll hear it snap down into place. Okay. Once you have it down in place, you just give it a little tap, and you're going to want to tap it down a little bit more with like something else to get it to set down in here to where it's supposed to be. So I just tap it down in here with my needle nose, and then you'll grab a hold of the firing pin. Just make sure that's lined up to where it's supposed to be by popping that in there. Make sure your hole's lined up. Now you can grab your spring, fit that on the back, and pop that into place. And you'll see when this is in here that pin comes all the way through. Okay. So we want to hold on to this here, and this is going to be the tricky part. Okay, so you're going to want to grab a hold. You see like the little loop thing on the back of that, how it kind of has a half moon, and then you'll see the little groove in there. That's where you're going to set that. So pretty much you're just going to grab a hold of this thing on an angle like so is the easiest way to do it, and get that lined up. I gotta switch hands here for a minute. Okay. Right. It's kind of tricky to do it with limited, but okay, here we go. Set that over here like so, and then something's not right. lining up right. It is a little tricky to get it in here, but it will go. Okay. Alright, just like that. Okay. We're in business. And make sure you hold that into place so that doesn't come out. Okay. And you'll see like the bottom of these, there's like I don't know if you can see that or not. There's like the two little lips. Those fit down on that rail right there. And then you just hold that in place. Hold this, grab the other part, slide that right over. Okay. And then don't push it on here all the way. Push it into about this far. Okay. I'll show you why in a minute. It makes it easier for you to be able to put the trigger assembly in. So all you do is you just set that on there like that. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to push it in there like too far. Now once you get the trigger assembly like dropped into place, then all you got to do is make sure that that it's nice and lined up. Get the hole lined up. Slap that pin back in there. Close the stock. Take the barrel. It's got a couple grooves that you're going to line up. And putting this back on. Set that like that. Screw the end on. Make sure it's tight. Put that back up. Now, this is going to be the tricky part. Okay, because this is why you want to leave the bolt inside of here sticking out. Looks like that. You're going to find that hole in the back of it. Just line that up like so. Grab the rubber cap, drop that on there. Put your screws back in. And that, everyone, is it. Pretty basic. That is the complete tear down and reassembly of the Stevens 320 Security Edition for home defense. I hope you liked the video. I hope the picture quality is good for you. Hopefully you can see everything. If you want to leave any comments for me, I'll respond as quickly as I can get to them. And thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Till next time.